Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I brought to you a Kickstarter pitch teardown. This is a product. It's a bar top pinball playing machine. Name is Sharpin X, and I'm going to do a teardown of this product because before I've been doing teardowns of SaaS products. This is my first teardown of physical product, a pitch for a physical product, and in its essence, basically a Kickstarter pitch is more or less like a sales page, except you are definitely limited by the forums rule and the pattern that you have to follow. For example, if you take a look, here's the CTA, and you take a look at this. So you cannot have the CTA at the bottom. You have to have it here in the beginning, and then as you scroll down, you get to see this option, back this project, right? So before I start the teardown, let me share with you a few resources for this. First of them is this blog post from Copy Hackers. It's titled as How to Write a Kickstarter Pitch. It was written by Joanna Weeb, the owner of Copy Hackers and master copywriter. And this is a wonderful resource on this thing if you want to learn how to write a Kickstarter or any crowdfunding website for a pitch, right? The second thing I want to share with you, and I would go back to, I would concerned with it every now and then, is this Kickstarter product sales page or pitch. It was written by uh, an email copywriter from USA. His name is Chris Sorzaczewski, and he's a wonderful copywriter. And this thing was written more or less like a sales page. You can take a look at this. So I'll get back to that later. Let's start the teardown. I have saved everything here from hero section to the last part. Before I do that, let's take a look at the actual page. And they have a website as well. It's their website. Let us, listen to watch this video, because on a Kickstarter pitch, a video matters a lot. Okay, so this was it. And with this, I would go to my Google Docs, and you can take a look here. I have taken notes. Let us see what's wrong with hero section, what's right here. And before I actually start doing that, let me get this out of my way. This is more or less my personal learning experience. I'm going to show you guys how I, approach copy. And I'm totally not judging, the copy that they have written, how they have written it, what were their decisions behind this. So that's taken out of the way. Let's take a look at the hero section. What's the problem with that? First thing that I can notice is that headline doesn't say anything but name of the product. You can take a look here. Sharpin X, right? So that's their headline. Now, if you consult to this blog post from Joe Weeb, you can see, you would read here that the best formula to write a Kickstarter pitch headline or a sales pitch headline in many scenarios is the formula from the golden days of copywriting. So the formula is very simple. You have to write product name and then you explain the value proposition, right? So they missed the chance of using this space for major benefit value differentiator. As you can see this here, value proposition, you could, at least there could be a benefit here, if not a value proposition or a differentiator. A differentiator could be something a little different than that. So most successful headline formula on Kickstarter, one that you can see on each successful product page, as I have told you, it's this formula. The problem with subheadline is that subheadline does not say anything, whether it is a virtual game or a physical one. Video had to say it all. Take a look at the headline again, subheadline again. Modular pinball starter kit from digitalpinball.com, right? So this word modular, it gives some kind of hint, but it's still, I mean, something that that needs more clarity. So coming back to subheadline, what I actually liked about subheadline is that it actually explains one benefit. What benefit is that modular setup? It's it says that it's a starter kit from Digital Pinball. It's a modular pinball starter kit. So basically, you get a little bit of idea what this is about and why it is good, because it can be customized the way you want it. So this was about subheadline. Then we talk about video thumbnail. Coming back to it, if you take a look at video thumbnail, it was done fine, but it could be improved. If you take a look, it says the product's name, then it explains it a little bit. Then there is, a price on early bird starter kit, and that's it. So I would say that it was fine, but I would say that video still missed out on a few important opportunities that could be availed then and there, right? So, for example, it could, use curiosity. Could be better with something that said out loud what it is, and use some curiosity, somehow use curiosity to make the leads to open that video. But mainly, what it missed out on is it's a very limited on-screen copy. Video is just music and different angles of the product. There is no voiceover explaining merits, demerits of the product, and how it either resolves the pain of target market or fulfill their desire. So basic stuff which was missed in this video, right? Then we come to body copy. If you take a look here, it starts with an overview. The original Sharpin pinball bar top. Bar top is a word that they could use in the headline or subheadline to make it clear what the thing is, like what that thing actually is, right? Original Sharpin pinball bar top is a huge success all over the world. People love the product, blah blah blah. There are a few reviews here. You can read them. One of them is in German. Two of them are in English. So actually, it's it's again a mixed bag of everything. Let's see how. So body copy starts with love and positivity. People love it. He got positive reviews. These two words are mentioned there. It depends how well this works, because for a sales page or pitch, pain might be a better point to start with, like how alternatives to this product suck in so many different ways. So he could, capitalize on the mistakes made by his competitors, how they made things terrible for bar top pinball machine users, how this machine is better than them, but that wasn't done. But it's still fine. I mean, pain or joy, you can make a choice. Spelling mistakes throughout the copy, this is a bummer. Smart use of social proof to establish authority, and definitely it's something good on their part. They have done this well. The target market is from English-speaking countries as well as other countries, such, for example, there was a smart move to add a German review. All reviews are about different benefits. This too is a smart move. So basically, you have a limited space. You have picked a few reviews. You have to use that smartly. If two reviews say the same thing, for example, if both of them say that it is a modular setup, it's a modular machine that you can use to play pinball, it would have been, waste of space. So they did it perfectly fine. They used two reviews for two different things. Could be better if they extracted main benefit, important point from each review and made a heading out of it, since the reviews are photos and not the actual text copy pasted here. So basically, they picked photos. They got some screenshots of the reviews. What they could do is that they could edit that a little to make a heading out of the benefits explained by their customers. It's a good practice. So the other problem that I can notice is that since these are screenshots of real reviews, there is no way to see whether those reviews are real or made up, right? Then here comes this part. What I missed here is this little bit. a second. Featured on. It could have been here. I mean, it would have been better, but it's okay. So featured on different, forums and platforms. Some of them are especially about gadget lovers. It's a hardcore social proof part, the featured on part. These are some gadget-based forums and other platforms that could be better if they moved this part either to the beginning or to the end. This detail is important. Why? Because in the beginning as well as in the end, a buyer is very skeptical, right? They are sitting on a fence and they have to make a decision. So at that point, you can make that decision easier with something like that, with a social proof like that. If they have been featured on 8 platforms and they are this important, they could use it in a much better way, which they didn't. So it's fine if they, pay a certain body part, but they could still make a better use of it. So let's talk about the product. The product part here, they're explaining what the product is. So they messed up with this part as well. Right underneath the main heading, the product, they tell you to save money and use your own parts. This is a benefit already explained, not the product, right? So if you are, this is a main headline, and right after reading it, I expect some details, some limelight on the product, what that is all about, how I can use it, what the product is. But you start with what we can do with that product, like we can use our own monitors or PCs and Android boxes or Nintendo or anything else. So it is good to explain the specs of monitors that can be used with this product. Not talking about the good part of this thing. There are more good parts, and this is the only problem that I can see here. It is good to reassure that it can be used with PC. Also good that they mentioned the names of the pinball games you can play on it. Here, Future Pinball, Virtual Pinball, and more. So any pinball games that you like to play that are available online, you can play them here. Also good to explain how or which part of the modular setup you can use to play the game. Now, let me come to this part here. This one was about the basic starter kit, what you would get if you back this project. The basic thing, it was done clearly, simply. And then this part, and it is about additional parts that you can get. And this part was done marvelously well. How? Let us take a look at that. This part is also done well. People love bullets because they can skim and scan them. Not only all additional parts are explained here, but the master move is to mention the prices too. So when you already mention prices here, you actually kind of handle the expectations, and there won't be any unpleasant surprises. It's good on their part. Also, the disclaimer, like current market price and all that, it shows due diligence. And here's a disclaimer. So disclaimer is all about how current market situation or prices may change due to COVID-19 or whatever, and prices may go up or down. So these prices are for now. They can change at the time of purchase. So third-party reviews part. Here is a very strong social proof part that I loved, and reasons are explained here. It's another hardcore social proof part for their niche. Actually, for almost all niches, getting an influencer to recommend one service or product is one of the best ideas or social proof type. Here are 2 reviews from 2 YouTubers and 2 textual reviews as well. Plus, plus, plus for this part. So these are 2 YouTube reviews from 2 guys who, who own channels that are all about gaming. So gaming and gadgets and stuff like that. So it's cool to get a recommendation from them. And then there are 2 textual reviews as well. Both of them are in English. Then another bit of social proof featured on Backer Club. So what's Backer Club? It's just another crowdsourcing platform, which is just like Kickstarter, but not that famous. But it's a good social proof part that you have mentioned this, like if you're featured on Backer Club. This risks and challenges, this is the last part. This is kind of detail that is required from Kickstarter. See, I was talking about a particular pattern that you cannot get rid of. So Kickstarter expects you to write your pitch in this way: story, risks and challenges, environmental commitments, if any. If you take a look at this sales page pitch from the copywriter that I mentioned, he mentioned risks and challenges as well. So The thing that I loved about how Sharpin X guys manage it is that they actually, kind of manage it in a Dale Carnegie way. Let me show you that. So last part of this pitch could be better. What I liked is how he handled the later deliveries, late deliveries. Deliveries can be late. He handled that risk, that fear, and that is the last part. So it is actually kind of important to address that fear. So what I like is that they added a benefit. Okay, let's talk about that a bit later. Let's read this section. I successfully ran my business for a couple of years now. The Sharpin has been sold all over the world, and me and my partners know how to do it. And as we can see from the product reviews on the website, our customers are very happy with both the products and the support. So the worst thing to happen is a small delay of the shipping. So after all this, praise for his product, he handled the risk right here. So pretty, impressive way. The last bit about this part is, second. What I like is that they added a benefit, long-lasting design, high-quality solid wood, to a part where their prospects cannot sit on the fence any longer. It is the buy or not buy point, right? So basically, at this point, a buyer is either willing to buy this thing, to back or pledge this product, or they're going to just click that little cross button, right? So what you have done is that you have explained one benefit and sort of, compel the skeptical user to think, at least thinking of backing this project, if not doing it immediately then and there. But it could be much better, which they didn't do, and this is I'm going to explain here. So this is where something else also strikes my mind. Selling on forums like this, you're bound to follow their pattern. So I understand that there couldn't be a CTA here, like an actual CTA with a button and stuff like that. But you can always add a CTA to the last part, even if you cannot add a button. They should have saved a few social proofs for this section. For example, a review here or a video review here, he could save, he or she, whoever owns this, they could save a video review and a textual review for this part to make this part more compelling, right? So they should have added a recap of major benefits here, because definitely our attention span as well as our memory, they are not as good as they used to be. So it's good to remind a user what they are buying from you. Just like this, if you are reminding them of high quality solid wood right here, you could add other benefits too. And they should have addressed some basic fears in their buyer's mind. They addressed one fear, that is about late deliveries, but we know that's not the only fear. So with this, I'm going to do a little thing here that I always do, and I'm going to fix the headline. Following the formula that Joe explained here, which is a very well-known formula from olden days of copywriting. Let me do that. All right. So the formula, again, if you forgot it, formula is very simple. Product name and then value proposition, right? Here we have the product name. And now I'm going to write down a value proposition. So what could it be? Actually, they have already explained that at 2 points here, a little bit vaguely, but very clearly here. This word bar top is important because it lets you know that it's actually a physical thing, not a virtual one, right? So something like that, a modular bar top pinball machine. A modular bar top pinball machine that modular bar top pinball machine, super fun to customize, something like that, right? You can take time and as the practice goes, you can write 30 to 50 headlines and pick the most catchy and compelling one. So I don't have that time right here. So I can write whatever come to my mind. A modular bar top pinball machine, super fun to customize. So not only it is modular, but it is super fun to customize as well. Unlike some other things, some other customizable bar top machines or games that are very hard to customize. This one is not like that. It's easy to customize. So something like that. So this is it, guys. This was my teardown of this Kickstarter pitch. If you liked it, kindly share it, comment and like, and subscribe my channel. I will be back very soon with another teardown. Till then.